What's good, homies? We're live from sunny South Central Los Angeles, California. I'm Mark, and I am awareness in the service of love. Cannabis, marijuana, weed, pot, indo, outdo, whatever it is you want to call it, it's addictive. I know, because I am a recovering addict. I'm a stoner. I am a pothead. I am you. I said that I'd made the switch from alcohol addiction to weed addiction 3 years ago, but it was probably longer. I can't remember exactly when. All I know is that when I was reintroduced to weed, I totally fell in love. Finally, something gave me relief. Finally, something chilled me the fuck out. Finally, something that didn't have painful physical withdrawals and hangovers. Finally, something that made that negative self-talk, that super judgmental voice that I hadn't really identified or explored yet. Finally, I'd made that disappear. Like I said, I was in love. And let me tell you all that California weed, strong. So strong. So amazingly strong. There's some real weed geniuses out here crafting super potent product. I needed weed for a long time. I couldn't really function without it. I hadn't yet gotten into meditation. I hadn't yet been able to create that space to see that I was my own worst enemy. I didn't know that I was the observer of my thoughts. I thought that negative self-talk was normal. I didn't even know that it was negative, really. It was just me. It was normal because I'd internalized my shame. It's just how my life was. I didn't know there could be any other way. For me, life was, it is what it was, or was what it was. And I was filled up to my eyeballs with fear, anxiety, and worthlessness. I don't judge people that need filled with positivity, with positive self-worth. If you need to use it, if you have like a medical condition or you experienced a traumatic childhood and need relief, I get it. I understand you. I don't judge you. I'm actually so happy that you found the relief that you've been looking for. Cannabis has a lot of health benefits. To get the most health benefits out of the plant, you actually don't smoke it. You juice it raw. It's non-psychoactive that way. You don't get high, and you get more out of the plant. It's like cooking any plant. You lose a lot of nutrition when you add a heat source. I eat mostly raw food. For me, I've changed a lot of variables in my life and, including my diet. Eating raw is the best for me. I get the most nutrition out of the food that I eat. I don't juice raw cannabis yet, but I'm not opposed to it. And maybe in the future, it'll be something I strongly consider to get those incredible health benefits that the plant provides. For me, when I was smoking weed, when I got high, I found so much relief. So much relief. But the main issue was that I couldn't be high all the time. And I tried. I totally tried. I tried to be high all day, and I succeeded a lot of the time. I smoked weed all day. 4, 5, 6, 7 joints a day. And I had a partner in my desire to be free from myself. It was easy to smoke with her. It was social. It was fun. In that state, I wasn't judgmental about myself. In a limited manner, I could connect to my true self. I could get in touch with my higher self. I was living my best life, or so I thought. I did this because the voice in my head was punishing me. I thought other people were constantly judging me. They aren't. They are not. I repeat, they are not. They're too busy judging themselves. I was the one who was the most critical of myself. I was the one who's the most judgmental about myself. When I smoked that much, I'd build up a tolerance. I could never get as high as I wanted to for as long as I wanted to. I started chasing the dragon. I couldn't smoke enough to keep me in that altered state. It started to be, law of diminishing returns. And I got into meditation hardcore while I was smoking weed. I got into meditation about a year and a half ago. And in meditation, I began to experience altered states of consciousness that were so much more profound than what I experienced smoking weed, smoking cannabis. I began to see that cannabis really had a negative impact on my meditation. I saw that cannabis had a negative impact on my dreams. When I smoked daily, when I smoked a lot, I wouldn't dream. And dreams are crucial. Dreams show me where I'm at because my intellect and ego are not engaged in those reality frames. In a dream state, it's who I am at my core being level. And at the core of my being level was filled with anxiety and fear and feelings of worthlessness. I am who I am. The reason is that cannabis messes with theta brainwave states. That's the problem, because theta brainwave states play a huge, crucial role in meditation and dreams. And it became a battle. It really became a battle with this understanding, especially as I was starting to create space and understand myself a little bit more. I created a vicious cycle that's taken me about a year to break out from. And the only way I could break out was by getting 100% sober. The cycle looked like this. I smoked to find relief. I smoked for days on end until the voice told me that I was a stoner and needed to give that shit up. Then I'd stop smoking for a couple of days, 1 day or 2 days, 3 days probably tops. Because when I was sober, that negative self-talk returned and it didn't go away because I didn't have the tools yet to help with that. So after a while, after beating myself up for a couple of days, I needed to get relief from myself. So I'd get high again and then smoke for a couple of days, rinse and repeat. What I began to realize was that if I have to rely on something outside of myself to generate my happiness, I am in deep shit from the get-go. Because there's no such thing as a free lunch when it comes to spiritual and personal growth. Now my intent is to not judge myself. Now my intent is to be positive towards myself. I see that negative self-talk and I say, no, suckers, and replace those thoughts with super positive affirmations. For example, when that voice says, "Yo, homie, you're not there yet," I change that to shit. I change that shit to congratulations. Look how far you've come. That's how I rewire and reprogram my brain. Neuroplasticity is a real thing. Because weed opened me up to higher states of consciousness, to higher states of awareness, I thought I was making a lot of spiritual progress. I had intellectualized that I was growing. Maybe I was, but not that fast. I always thought of it as looking at the map. But when you're looking at the map of where you're supposed to go, you kind of lose sight of everything that's going on around you. You're not really living your life. I was not building that spiritual muscle naturally on the natch. But I thought without it, I couldn't grow spiritually. I thought I needed the drug to open myself up to these higher states of consciousness. I didn't know how to get there myself. I mean, I did through meditation, but I was also looking for a shortcut. And again, like I said, there's no free lunch. And that's what I mean, that for me, cannabis is spiritually and psychologically addictive. Now I know that, weed was never the issue, actually. I repeat, weed is not the problem. Double repeat, weed, cannabis. It's not the problem. Drugs are a symptom of the problem. The real problem was the toxic shame, the feelings of worthlessness that I felt about myself. And that's what that negative self-talk was. That's what I have to deal with. I needed to find a way to get rid of that shit for good, in a healthy way. To do that, you got to sit with your feelings. I had to sit with my feelings and that voice, own it, battle it, replace it, forgive myself, grieve for myself, and begin to heal from my traumatic childhood programming. It takes some time, but being on the other side, looking back, I'm so grateful for this experience, because now I know that it's possible to heal and recover. Now I know it's possible, and I can help you. If you find this message and it resonates, if you find this message and you have realized that you're powerless against whatever addiction is that you're battling, powerless against weed, if you're smoking all day and you feel stuck. That's how I felt. I felt stuck all the time. And I was so confused because I thought drugs were the way. I thought weed was the way, the path, but it's not. So if you're chasing the dragon and it's not working as well as it used to, message me. Hit me up. Email me. I'm a life scientist. That's my job. I can help. So thank you for letting me share, and thank you for letting me be of service. Later.